Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of the Osasu Show. On today's program, we delve into this Shiite military clash that's been going on for the past few days. On today's program, we talk to one of the leaders of the IMN, Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim, and a human rights activist, Deji Adeyonju, who will speak to us about their experience leading this movement. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back on the Osasu Show. Brigadier General John Ayim, thank you so much for joining us in today's program.
Thank you for having me.
We've seen the influx of Shiites into the Abuja environs recently. We've also seen a clash between the military and the Shiite members. What exactly is going on?
Well, I wouldn't know because that is the responsibility of the police. The only thing I can say is the altercation our military personnel have the shared movement in the course of their duty. There is a lot of narrative that is going out there that is not correct. It is not true that the military is being used to stop the Shia doing their normal procession or whatever.
But that's what we've seen. We've seen video evidence to these allegations.
No, it is not correct. Right from 2015, we started hearing about the issue of Shiite and the military. It has never been that the military was sent to stop whatever thing they are doing. We've never done that. The problem we have is that I think the problems emanate from the philosophy that guide the movement.
So are you saying that there's no clash? What we saw, the videos we saw are false. There was no clash between the military and the Shiites.
Okay, understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
The clash that you see that happened,
yes,
in fact 3 times now, is that the Shiites obstruct the military from doing their job. For instance, the 2015, where the first one that actually landed their president, who is in incarceration now, is because in Zaria, when the chief of army staff was going for the passing out parade of the recruiting depot Nigerian army, they obstructed his movement and asked them to turn back because they are doing procession. And you can see that is the height of a group that doesn't believe in the sanctity of any law.
But the action of the military was then counterproductive by killing over 300 Shiites afterwards.
The action of the military afterwards was the result of what happened.
Are you saying that was justifiable?
Well, you see, the narrative is taken out of context. That is what I've been hearing some lawyers when they talk about the killing of 350 Shiites. Did you listen to the evidence that was given to the people during the Board of Inquiry in Kaduna concerning that movement? They are a law unto themselves. They do anything. Do you know the enormity of arms and ammunition that was taken out of that place? It's a nation, it's a country that was existing in Zaria. So the military, they are not. Military is a responsible military that we know our responsibility to protect life and property. Now, if people that are doing their lawful thing, they don't have anything against the law, why should the military go and kill that number?
You know, I'm trying to still put into context what the role of the military is meant to be, because you're meant to protect the country from external forces. Yet the military keeps doing the job of the police by internally policing and handling issues that is it's not in its purview. So how do we distinguish this first of all? And what are some lasting solutions to issues, internal issues like this?
We don't have any problem with the police. Whenever the military is operating, it is when the police lack capacity to contain those crises. The military come in. Now, usually what would have happened is that as soon as normalcy return, the military withdraws. But from 2012, 2013, when we started experiencing insurgency, will you say that the place is normal for the military to withdraw?
I mean, with a government that claims that Boko Haram has technically been defeated, we also heard the Chief of Army Staff say that severally. Don't you think after this technical defeat, it's time for the military to go back to what's within its purview?
Let me tell you something. I've always been saying this. The Nigerian military don't have anything against Boko Haram. They don't have anything against banditry. Don't have anything against any security issue the country is having. The country has a problem. And not everybody can go out to contain that problem. And they send their military. Now, the situation, like even from the context of your question, is that you have isolated yourself from the problem of Nigeria. If you do not, you will not ask that question, because you know that the issues we have at hand, looking at the security issue, even this year, Nasarawa, Benue, Taraba, what would have happened if the military did not come up?
So it actually seems to me that the Chief of Army Staff and those who are saying that our security issues have technically been eradicated are the ones who are isolating themselves from the truth of the security issues in Nigeria.
Let me tell you something. In 2014, you cannot go into any office in Abuja without barricade, even including government offices. That was because Boko Haram was everywhere. In fact, we refused to allow them freedom of operation in the Southwest, because some of their members, I can tell you that about 18 of them, if you have seen the most wanted list of Boko Haram, they find their way into Lagos. We will deny them freedom of operation. Now, we have a situation here in Abuja, attacks were everywhere. People do not even go to worship. We're able to push them down to Northeast. Even in the Northeast, we take them out of cities. They begin to operate inside the Sambisa forest. And we have so many of them that we could capture, and some of them decided at that time to surrender themselves to the military. In a military operation, that is defeat.
Let's return back now to the core focus of today's topic, which is the Shiite military clash. Why is it that we keep on saying every time the Shiites go out for a protest, we see that the military always has a clash, a run out with them? We've seen over 40 people killed in just this recent protest. Is it that the Shiites are not considered citizens of this country that they can exercise their democratic right by going out to protest.
Yes, I was telling you something, that the military have never been used to stop shared for during their procession or protests. On Sunday, I told you about the 2015, what happened with the Chief of Army Staff. Chief of Army Staff never went to stop shared from doing whatever thing they are doing. If they were doing it lawfully, the man would have driven one side, went for his own duty, they would have continued. Nothing would have happened. They did not. On Sunday, we have the troops from Army Headquarters Garrison. They send them to Kaduna with ammunition and missiles. And when they started from here, I believe that if they were aware that shared were doing a procession and they have blocked the road, nobody want to endanger the lives of those troops by sending them. And they met them in Suleja. They refused to allow them access to pass. Rather, they wanted to seize the vehicle that contained those weapons. I want to ask, if the narrative today is that shared seized ammunition and missiles, how will you look at the military?
But this is the story or the perspective of the military. The Shiites are giving a completely different story.
You have to take which one you believe. We have evidence. We have vehicles that were destroyed on that route. Now, on Monday, you cannot tell me that even you sitting here, you are not aware that there is a soldier checkpoint in Nyanyao, Maraba Road. Those people, were they there because of shared procession? They have been there since 2014. And now people that are lawful, did they send any message to those people, oh, we are going to do procession, we are going to pass through here? They came there. They were aware that the military is in that checkpoint, and they were ready to take on the military. And that is what happened again on that way. Now, when they were protesting on Tuesday inside Abuja, do you see military people with them? That's not our responsibility. We don't go there to stop them. The police does that. So when people want to take things out of context, and you don't understand where this is coming from, the narrative is being given by some international community, and it is very simple. They want to show the military to be the military that is not professional, the military that goes after their own people. And they want to isolate the military from international collaboration. And they are doing it even with the citizen, where we begin to have a situation where a community can attack a military officer. It is deliberate. So we never, if a shared is a religious organization, I should imagine that we have some people within the military who are also members of that organization. So have we started checking our members, our personnel to know who is a member of
What's a lasting solution? Because we've seen this, as you said, it's happened in 2015. We're seeing a recurrence of it again here in 2018. And the Shiites have said that the court has ordered that their leader, El-Zakzaky, should be released. The government is still holding on to him, and therefore they will keep on protesting till the government obeys court orders.
They have the right to protest. But when you protest, protest lawfully. You can't try your protest, and you want to stop military from doing their work. You want to seize the weapons of the military. Anybody that does not obey the laws of the land should be sanctioned. If shall come to do demonstration concerning whatever thing that is happening concerning their leaders, well, why not? They have the right to do that. But if they go to where the military is performing their lawful duty, no commander will want to hear that a military that is on duty allow their weapons to be taken away by Shiite.
But Brigadier General, do you understand why it's difficult for Nigerians to just take this story or the perception of the military as one and all, given the fact that when this issue happened in Zaria in 2015, the military came out that no, they didn't kill any of the Shiites. But later, after a panel was set up, we found out that over 350 Shiites were killed and buried in a mass grave. And this was then confessed to later by the military. So do you understand now that you're telling Nigerians this perspective that, oh, the Shiites attacked the military? We're finding it a little difficult to digest this, whether or not it's factual or not.
Well, when the military went after the residents where they shared the headquarters of this, it wasn't a hidden thing. It was not hidden. Because
but it was done at night. It was done at night time. Because the attack on the Chief of Army Staff, or the blockade from the Chief of Army Staff, was done during the day. Then the military came back again at night and went to the houses of these people to kill them.
You don't have the correct picture.
Please paint the correct picture for us.
The correct picture is that they attacked the military, and the military responded.
Immediately or afterwards?
Remember, that is supposed to be a religious organization. A religious organization, where do they have the arms from? Religious organization, they have arms. And you don't see it as a problem. Now, when the problem becomes very serious, the military will be the one that will contain it. Boko Haram started like what these people are doing. It was not even as strong as this. Several times, those people were arrested and they were released without any sanction. We have a country where nobody is sanctioned for doing something wrong. And everybody seems to be free. Which country in the world that people are free to do whatever thing they want to do without any sanction? And you think that law and order can be maintained? You people are putting the military in the harm's way, the country, the journalists, international, some NGOs within the country. You don't want to know anything. You don't care to know. All you have to do is that whenever it happens, you send the military there. Sometime within this year, I know the commentaries and the conversation that was going on between people and the social media. You were here when they came, this child movement, they were everywhere in Abuja. They blocked down Abuja. And people were shouting, where is the security in this country that they allow these people to come into the capital city? And they mess up everywhere. They went away. Today, as they were coming, unfortunately for them, they met the military in their assignment points, and they have problem. You people, you are still blaming the military. Why don't you allow these people to do it?
So, Brigadier General, my question to you was how you would build trust and how you would build the confidence in the Nigerian people, given the fact that the military has been cutting several lives before. But moving forward, my purpose for this interview is to find out what lasting solutions that can be preferred.
The lasting solution is that Shiites is supposed to be a religious organization. Obey the laws of the land. Nobody can take on the military and I will not have casualties.
But isn't it hypocritical to tell the Shiites to obey the laws of the land when the government is not obeying the laws by following the judiciary?
Okay, so they are attacking the military to show their dissatisfaction to the government. Then they should be ready for the consequence. We don't have rubber bullets when we are sent on assignment. When you are sent on assignment, that assignment can take your life. Like those soldiers that were sent on assignment to carry ammunition and missiles to Kaduna. How can we give them rubber bullet to carry to protect those ammunition to Kaduna? So if any organization that is not happy with the government want to take on military to show that they're not happy with the government, then they should be ready for the consequence. The soldiers that are guiding the checkpoint in Kubo, axis of Maraba, Nyanya Road, they don't give them rubber bullets. Because we know what Boko Haram has been doing, they did in that area. So if a religious organization come against them and they want to take on them, those people will defend themselves. So what I am saying is that whatever is the problem of the Shia with the government, let them take it constitutionally. If they want to protest, there is a laid down regulation on how you want to protest. I know that you don't need to take permission from the police, but you inform them that you are doing protests. You don't come in and lock down the city for the purpose of protest. You come, you go around. People have been protesting within Abuja before, and nobody disturbed them, even the police. So I don't think what they are doing now is right. Even everybody support them that they have the right to do it. You take on any military anywhere in the world, you will be taken down. Is there any country that you know that you can give me where what these people are doing has happened? Anywhere? There is no.
Very lastly, Brigadier General, what is your assessment of our current judiciary, the way it's set up? Because the military has achieved or attained certain levels of successes in catching perpetrators of violence, whether they be in the Boko Haram sector or the headsmen or whatever situation it is, and you've been able to hand them over to the police to take them to court. What is your assessment of the way the judiciary has handled that matter? Well,
I think the area where we're having serious problem in the fights against insecurity in Nigeria is that the judiciary have not been part of it. It is unfortunate, and that is the truth. Anywhere that there must be law and order, people should fear sanctions. Now, what are the things that anybody will fear in Nigeria? We have a lot of the worst that has happened, because before now, if you talk to a Nigerian, you say, no Nigerian want to die. We will see where people have been killed in mass, and some of these people, when we are talking about we are saying we have technically defeated Boko Haram, we arrested a lot of them, thousands. Can the military sanction them? No. We arrested them. If they were punished, other people will be afraid of doing it. I know the effort of the Chief of Defense Staff, and these people were brought to Kanji, and we arranged that they should be tried so that they don't just remain in detention. Of course, you knew the conversation and the kind of stories that were coming from Amnesty and some other international community, how these people have been arrested for a long time, why don't you try them? They tried them. Do you know something? All of them, they were released and freed without any sanction. You are talking about resurgence of Boko Haram now. Yes. This happened this year. We heard about, the bandits, farmers, herdsmen clashes. We heard about what happened in January this year in Benue. We went there, we got them, we arrested a lot of these people. Will you see anyone that has been tried and been punished for it? No. When we finish, we hand them over to the police. If you interview the police will tell you how they carry them to court, they are freed. Even the one that I know what's happened in the Northeast, issue of kidnapping and all that, where a kingpin of kidnapper, Evans, he came out confessing. What has happened? It's more than 1 year now, or going to a year. So the judiciary are not concerned, but the issue is that no matter whoever that is benefiting from crime can take on you, and the benefit is short-lived. And I think that we must get sanctions in place for people that commit crime in Nigeria, and the judiciary are not doing that.
That's a fine place to leave it. Brigadier General John Agim, Acting Director, Defense Information, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
So we'll take a break right now. When we return, we'll head back to the studios and have an exclusive interview with one of the members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, as well as a human rights activist. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back on the Osasu Show. That's it for today's program. Don't forget to sign up for the second edition of the Osasu Show Symposium. It's holding on November 22nd from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Register on our website, tostvnetwork.com, and don't forget to follow us on social media at The Osasu Show, at TOSTV Network, at The Osasu Show Foundation, and at Osasu Igbinadian on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll see you same time, same place next week, and until then, take very good care of yourself. God bless you.